With the NHL draft right around the corner, there are many people speculating that the Montreal Canadiens have zeroed in on a power forward that is drawing comparisons to Eric Lindros. So today we're asking the million-dollar question: is it Cayden Lindstrom or bust for the Montreal Canadiens with the 5th overall pick? Hey everybody, welcome in to Clearing the Benches, your one-stop shop for daily fresh hockey content. If you go ahead and hit your subscribe button right now, every single day we'll bring you in a new hockey video to enjoy. Well, for the second year in a row, the Montreal Canadiens are selecting number 5 overall. Last year they took defenseman David Reinbacher, and this year everyone is saying that they love Cayden Lindstrom. Before we take a look at Lindstrom and the number 5 overall picks, let's take a look at Montreal Canadiens general manager Kent Hughes. He is the 18th general manager in Canadiens history. Before the Canadiens hired him to be their GM in January of 2021, he was a power agent in the NHL. He represented 20 players, including Patrice Bergevin, Chris Letang, and Darnell Nurse. When we take a look at the number 5 overall picks throughout NHL history, there are some huge names on this list. And the number 1 name on this list is Jaromir Jagr. Some other massive names: Scott Stevens, Billy Guerin, Phil Kessel, Carey Price, Morgan Riley, Blake Wheeler, Darius Kasparaitis, Thomas Vanek, Elias Pettersson. In 1973, the St. Louis Blues selected Columbus Blue Jackets boss John Davidson with the 5th overall pick. Rob Niedermeyer, Noah Hannafin was taken with the 5th overall pick. Rafi Torres, Jeff O'Neill, and Luke Shen. When we take a look at some of the recent number 5 overall draft picks, 2023, the Canadiens took David Reinbacher. 2022, Cutter Gauthier went. 2021, Kent Johnson. 2020, Jake Sanderson. It's working out pretty well for Ottawa with the Jake Sanderson selection. 2019, Alex Turcotte, and 2018, Barrett Hayton. Both of those players, their careers have not gotten on track like they hoped to, but we're going to keep an eye on them in the future. When we take a look at Montreal's recent selections and what they've got in their pipeline, you look at their big names: David Reinbacher, Cole Hudson, Uri Slafkovsky, Alex Newhook. When I look at them, they have 9 defensive prospects that are just 22 years or younger. So I really don't know if they're going to be picking a defenseman at number 5 overall when you've got all of these kids that you've still got to see how it's going to pan out. And, oftentimes with defensemen, it usually takes a year or 2 more. So these kids could be coming into their prime real soon, and you don't want to give up on any of them before that happens. When I look at the number 5 options in this year's draft, first kid we're going to look at is Cayden Lindstrom. He's 18 years old out of British Columbia. 6'4", 215 pounds. He shoots left, just like Eric Lindros. Size, scoring ability, and he's got a nasty streak. So you can definitely see where the comparisons come from. If they did not take Lindstrom at number 5 and they wanted to go with a defenseman, you have Artyem Levshumov and you've got Sam Dickinson. Both of them are going to be very, very good. Levshumov is tearing it up at Michigan State, and Sam Dickinson is coached by Dale Hunter. So there's really not a whole lot, besides the speed of the game and, how everybody's on top of you when you get into the NHL that they haven't seen before. If they were to go with a forward, if Lindstrom was already gone or, whatever reason they didn't want to pick him, you could take a look at Berkly Catton, Consta Helenius. He's a 5'11", do-it-all. Maybe they would trade down a couple of selections before they would take one of these guys, and maybe not. Maybe they would take them at 5. If they're looking to add some size, you've got it right here. Liam Greentree, 6'2", 200 out of Windsor. Beckett Seneca, 6'2", 180 out of Oshawa. If you look and you think if these kids put on 10 pounds each, they're going to be monsters. And another name, don't be surprised if you hear this name called very early in the NHL draft, and that is Michael Branzig-Nygaard. He is another do-it-all player who excels in every situation that he is put in. If Montreal decided that they were going to trade this pick, let's take a look at some potential trade partners. Two teams that were in the playoffs this year had disappointing endings for both teams, and their prospect pools are shallow. And I'm talking about the Boston Bruins and the Toronto Maple Leafs. And both of them need defensemen. With a slew of defensemen, maybe one of them, this is the Mitch Marner deal, and they are able to move up and get into that number 5 overall pick. But Toronto and Boston definitely need defenseman help, and with all the awesome D that are going to be going real early, they may want to get one of them. If I'm an NHL GM and anytime I'm making a trade, one of the guys I'm calling is Bill Armstrong, former Arizona, now Utah. He's always up for a trade, and if you've got something that he may want, he's definitely a guy not shy to pull the trigger. And they've got draft capital and prospects for miles. So if they wanted to move up and somehow they were able to pull off a deal where they were drafting 5th and 6th, Utah could be making a big jump in the standings this year. New Jersey, they could be another trade partner if Lindstrom's gone. Maybe, they want to swap the number 5 for the number 10 and Jersey throws in a prospect. And then you never know. Maybe they want to try to call Chicago and see if Chicago would take the number 5 and the number 29 overall for the number 2. If Montreal wanted Lindstrom that bad, and I think they would still have to sweeten the pot. You may have to give up one of your prospects in that deal as well. So that's going to do it for today's video. We wanted to take a look at Montreal's options at number 5 overall selection. Let me know what you think they're going to do down in the comment section. If you could, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and as we always do here at Clearing the Benches, let them know you're out there.